Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at a new node for Sverchok add-on. It's called the offset line. This is fairly new nodes. Basically, the extension of the script node earlier, where you can have you provide a line or edges in 2D, and this node will turn the line into some kind of extruded mesh. So you can take a look at this documentation at this link, and basically you provide it like with a line, or in this case with a plane, and then you can offset the line and you get this kind of extruded kind of mesh. And you can actually, the nice thing about this is that you can do like some kind of multiple operations on the same thing. And especially here, it's very interesting. You can extrude it up, kind of like you can use it to generate like a rooftop of a house. Yeah, we're gonna test this. This is like more advanced example, but I'm gonna give you an example, like a very simple one. So let's go to compositing, Sverchok add-on, new. Let's save this real quick to the desktop. SV offset line 001. Save, and let's create a node, line node, and offset line. This is our node. So the premise is like this. You have like some kind of edges. We only have like 2 points, and you have offset line, and you can right click, connect to viewer draw, and we have a result. It's actually that simple, and you can increase the line, and of course you get more of that. So not particularly interesting, but you can like offset that line. It's kind of extruding in all directions. So that's pretty much what it is, but you can do more. Like there is this options to do the outer edges. With the outer edges, be careful, there is still some kind of stray vertices there. You need to take care of that. Sometimes we can just use a delete loose. It's gonna get rid of those extra vertices. Now we don't have the extra points anymore, and you get an outline based on edges. But let's say you're writing with a grease pencil, right? And you just write like a Xmas, for example. Xmas, shorten Christmas, and you want to grab this grease pencil data. You just use the control space, type GP. This is a little macro that you can use to grab the grease pencil data. So now we have these Xmas strokes. You can control the number of points, of course. Here you can simply use the same nodes, offset line, and here with the nodes, this guy actually works for multiple data, so it's already vectorized in a certain way. So you can just plug this in there, plug this there, and now you have this nicely, it's kind of like a typography kind of result there. Very nice line. You can play around with the offset. If you have something that a little bit more random, or actually if you want to have like a multiple different strokes, you can use let's say random number for the offset. Let's try this. Just generate like 6 different value for the offset. This should actually works. Let me try. Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah, I think it's working. See, you're getting a different stroke lines for this guy, for each one of the strokes. Currently, it's designed that it doesn't generate like a radius, like a different points for each points of this polygon edges. What I mean is that with something like a polyline viewer, you can kind of randomize each and every radius of the polygon edges, but we don't need to go there. For now, basically, you can control only like a one stroke radius value or offset value rather for each strokes, but you can still randomize it, and that's still kind of useful. And I'll show you one little trick here, which is pretty cool. You can get the outer edges, so plug the outer edges and you just get the edges with extra points there. Just delete loose, and you can actually now apply another offset line for this guy, and you're gonna get the outer edges. Oops. So currently doesn't seem to be working. Delete loose. Oh, okay, this should be this guy. Okay, that's interesting. Let me adjust something. So I quickly adjust it, and now it's kind of working. Yep, it is working. And let's check. Oh, that's interesting. There you go. So there's a little bit of a hiccup somewhere, but maybe I need to smooth it at some point here. So after delete loose, maybe it's a good idea to add smoothing, because if the edge is too strong, then perhaps it doesn't work too well. So the smoothing, of course, kind of help with that's very like very hard edges there. Yeah, there you go. If you want a little bit more trick, you can of course play with the matrix here and just add like a random line here. Let's generate like 6 of them. In the Z, see, now we have this guy is kind of going like stepping up, and you can use list shuffle. Oops, shuffle, plug it there. You can randomize the position. I thought that's kind of cool. It's like from the top, even though this only works in XY 2D, if you move a little bit, it's become like that, like 3D. Okay, so that's a lot of tricks basically for. I really like this nodes offset line, very powerful and very useful. I think if you want to make like a rooftop or of a house, or maybe like a leaves. Currently I'm still thinking how we can do that. Like, you know, like this can be like a grass or leaves or even like a hairline. It can be very useful anyhow. So yeah, there's a quick look, just improvisations on this new nodes offset line. Play around with it. I think it can be whatever you can think like any kind of polygon edges can be just plug into this offset line, and it's gonna extrude it. It doesn't work in 3D yet, but still pretty powerful for 2D kind of artworks. So if I give like kind of like, you know, like an abstract kind of lines with a grease pencil, something like that, you can update it, and suddenly you have this kind of railway track or something. Yeah, and then you can randomize it. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think it's can be very useful. And you can also keep the original line here, give different color. See, it can be like a railway track. Okay, that's a bit abstract, but there you go. That's a offset line, and for me, I think it's just a quick look at it. There's a lot of application for this. We're gonna see how we can use this for different kind of different purpose. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.